So I gave you an idea earlier, and I told you that we were going to kind of give you a sneak peek of some of the new projects that we were working on. No, Light Up the Darkness does not move forward after this necessarily, but we can't just stop playing music because God gave that to us. So we're kind of doing some different things, and we're all still different people, but my dad is going to kind of give a story on how we even became a band and as a family, etc. And he's going to sing a couple of songs and lead us in worship, and then you're going to get to see Paul and I's music project together and Jay and Shannon's music project together. We're going to do one song from each of those projects. So we've never performed them anywhere ever, so you guys will get to be the first ones to see them. So I hope it's worth that. Woo! You just gave us.
How y'all doing? Well, as you can tell, there's a little guitar in my hand. And true to lead guitarist, they can't quit playing. It's called noodling. I'm just pulling it. I don't care who does it. Just don't watch him. Pay attention to me. When I turned 60 years old this year, I think I got stupid because I started riding dirt bikes again a few years ago and busted a couple ribs about 3 months ago. And makes you think about stuff. Some people say, well, now you're not bulletproof anymore. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I am. Because see, I get to go to heaven. When I die from here, I get to go to heaven. So I am bulletproof. So I want to tell you something. About 22 years ago, I came out here from Phoenix, Arizona. And the reason I came out here because I was so hooked on drugs that I had to make a change. And it was one night sitting in my bedroom. And I was so high on cocaine that I couldn't even look. I had to go in a dark room. If any of you have ever taken methamphetamines or coke, any uppers like that, when you get that high and your eyes are just, can't focus on anything. And that's the way I was that night. The only thing I knew to do, the only thing, was to cry out to God. Because you see, when I was 12 years old, I accepted Christ. And so I knew I had a foundation. And then when we moved out here, God called me to take my talent and to write songs for Him and to glorify Him. And I'm going to tell you tonight, if you are in a band, don't compromise. There's too much compromise going on. Man, I've seen it. I've been out there on the road with a lot of bands and a lot of big bands, and I'm not going to name any names. That's not cool. I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to tell you this. They need a lot of prayer. And we need prayer because we're out there in the trenches. We're on the front lines. And you people that are in a band or you have a talent that you use for God, I don't care if it's standing at the door smiling at people coming in. That's a big talent. If God gave that to you, then you use it. If you don't, you're going to have to answer to Him. So what I want you to do is just listen to the story just a second. 22 years ago, there was about, I don't know what it was. We were watching some videos, a VHS tape, okay? That's how long ago it was. And we had learned to watch the video, and there was this band. Crazy dude, man. I don't know if Kevin's in here hiding somewhere, but crazy dude singing at a microphone hanging from the ceiling. Long old hair, puffy, getting out in there, and he comes up there and he starts this thing, and he's going, I just know Jesus is the way. I just know, right? And I'm looking at it going, now that's what I'm talking about. Now we're getting some Christian rock going here. And so, it was about 2 weeks later, we got to go see them in concert. And met him. And Kevin's been a friend of mine for 22 years now. And it's really cool to have a rock star. He'll tell you he's not a rock star, but he acts like one wherever he is. I get to tease him. And so we started this band. And it went from this, what you're looking at just right here, to what we just did. And it went from an acoustic guitar to a whole family. And let me tell you, when you're out on the road with your family, it can be the best and the worst. Because you can't fire your family. I've thrown Paul out of the band about 25 times, I think, but he keeps coming back. But there was a cool thing that happened when I went to a Disciple concert. And I'm telling you right now, tonight, when I get to watch them, it'll be concert number 58 that I've seen them. Yeah, that tells you how old I am, right? So, there was a song that they did not too long ago, and it's called Radical. No, I'm not going to sing that song. That would be crazy. But there's a line in the middle of it that if you listen to that line, it is so important to live that way. And you'll know it. Sing it with me. Not just my mouth, but let my hands speak the glory of God. And not just my mouth, but let my hands speak the glory of God. And not just my mouth, but let my hands speak the glory of God. Not just my mouth, but let my hands speak the glory of God. What an awesome line. Best line Kevin's ever written, as far as I'm concerned. And he's written a lot of them. You know, when we look back on how we started and the things that, you know, the girls, when they were little, we didn't have a babysitter for them. My wife used to play bass, and my nephew at the time was playing drums, and they were very young. So we just brought them on stage. After a while, they just kind of sit behind us, and then one day I gave them, I said, here's a shaker, a tambourine, and a wood block. Have fun. And I'm not kidding, they did have fun. A couple shows later, man, they got this choreography going on behind me, man. Dancing around. I'm like, all right, time for you guys to step up. And through the years, they came on. And then they took over. And that was good, because it was time for the old guy to rest a little bit. I'm just going to finish with this. There's many people that feel like they're alone. You can be in a room of this many people and feel alone. Please don't do that. If you're out there today and you don't know Jesus Christ, then yes, you can be alone. But there's no reason for it. It doesn't take some fancy words or service or anything like that. What it takes is just to say, Jesus, I need you. Start there.